Hey, you want to say here's my opinion on if the iPhone 16 is worth buying. So this is just a regular iPhone 16. Here in the US, it is $830 if you buy it unlocked from to any carrier, which is what I have here. This one is in the teal color, and this color is very nice, very nice color. Love this color. So yes, of course, this phone is going to be worth buying if you are an iPhone lover. If you already have an iPhone from the last couple generations, you probably don't really need to buy this phone unless you want a better battery life, because yours is, battery health is probably kind of going down the drain. This will, of course, have better battery life. If you have an iPhone, I would say even down to 13, it probably won't really be worth it to you unless you want certain features. Like one is going to be if you get the regular iPhone 16 or 16 Plus, it now has a macro lens on it, which is very cool. Something the regular ones did not have unless you got the Pro, and it works very well. Like that is an awesome feature. If you have, iPhone 13, you don't have the USB Type C, and you want that, then it'll be worth it too. But if you have an older iPhone, or you just want the best iPhone you can have, yes, this phone is definitely worth it. Or if you want this little button here, which I actually kind of find more annoying than anything else for the camera, it's cool, but it's also kind of annoying for personal reasons. Then you also have the button here instead of the switch, which means you might not hit it as easily as the switch. On my other iPhones, like my iPhone SE3, I constantly hit that switch on accident, and it's not great. But let's get into the actual phone here. So I go with bestbuy.com. This thing is a very fast phone. It does have the A18. Won't be quite as fast as the iPhone Pros are going to be. The 16 Pros are going to be because they have a 18 Pro in them. But I mean, this thing is still ridiculously fast. Like Best Buy is not the best, not the quickest of websites to load into for a lot of devices. But I mean, you guys can see here this thing is going to be nice and quick. My download speed for my internet is somewhere around 800 megabytes per second to 1,000 megabytes per second. So I have pretty good internet, but still this thing loads in very fast. And so we'll go into something like Monster Hunter Now here, which is of course a game. And it is downloading some stuff there, but even with it downloading some stuff, it loads in super fast. iPhones are very fast at loading in games. And I mean, if we go into a fight here, it is for the most part decently smooth. You do get weird frame issues every now and then, but it's usually only on like the first or second monster you're fighting. Once you play a game for a little bit, like more than a minute, it loads in really with no issues whatsoever. Or if we go into like a lot of people like Roblox, going to Roblox here, we'll go into Arsenal, and even on max graphics. This is going to be hovering right around 60 frames per second. Sometimes it'll dip a little bit below. Other times it basically fights to go above 60 frames per second. Going to an actual fight here. So going to the actual map, you can see it's still around 60 frames per second, which is way better than some other devices around the same price range. Now, of course, Roblox is pretty well optimized for iPhone, unlike on Android, where it is not optimized. It just works very well on here. Quickly talk about the camera. So again, this is just a regular iPhone 16. It now has the macro lens on it, and it gets super nice and close. Way better than the older models of iPhone that did not have a macro lens. And it also has a 10 times zoom, which is pretty decent. Again, if you get the Pros, you'll have better zoom on it, but it does have up to 10 times zoom. And again, it works very well. Let's talk about the speakers on here. They are nice and loud, even on the smallest of iPhones, besides from the iPhone SE, they can still buy. So this is up all the way. Nice and loud, and they sound nice and good as well. As I can take a screenshot there. They sound very nice. They sound very good, especially for this size of a phone, being 6.1-inch phone. Now, I've had a couple of weird issues. My mom and my brother both have iPhone 16 Pro Maxes. They've had this issue where even with the setting turned on to where if iMessage is not working or it cannot be sent, it will of course send SMS or RCS or whatever. Even with that setting turned on, they've had issues where trying to text with people with Android phones, the message will sometimes fail for some reason. It just doesn't want to send them out. It doesn't have the issue with sending to other iPhones, but every now and then they'll have issues where just sending a message to two Android users, it'll just for some reason fail. It doesn't happen all the time, just every now and then it does fail. Again, that might be something to do with Verizon, who we have. I'm not sure, but something weird. Another thing I've had is just some weird. It might be due to the app issues, but I've had issues with both the YouTube app and Facebook. Uploading things to Facebook, when I go to do shipping on it, it'll just kind of freeze up the phone. Like the app will just kind of freeze up. I've had that issue now for a little bit. I've also had that on other iPhones as well. Then for YouTube, when I upload videos, again, this goes for my other iPhones as well. When I'm uploading a video to YouTube, if I try to type in a description, it again freezes up the app. Again, things that will hopefully be fixed, but just a couple weird things I wanted to mention. But all in all, this is an excellent iPhone. Again, if you have, I say even down to iPhone 13, unless you need a better battery life, if you still like your phone quite a bit, I don't know how much an upgrade this is really going to be, or if you want the AI stuff that is coming to these phones and it's on these phones, just like them, which does work pretty well. If you want that stuff, then yes, you will have to get yourself, I think it's at least a 15 Pro Max, or as any of the iPhone 16s. But if you're not into AI stuff and your battery life is still good, I don't know if you really would want to spend $800+ to get one of these phones. Not to say it's a bad phone, because it is by far from a bad phone. It is, of course, an excellent phone. It is a phone I would highly recommend if you're looking for a new iPhone. But if you're not, and you're just looking, if you want to maybe do an upgrade, I'd say maybe save your money. But if you are into iPhones and you want to do an upgrade, this is definitely a good phone to upgrade to, even on this base iPhone 16. Very, very nice phone. You guys let me know what you think, though. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.